What's up guys, welcome back to another Jimmy Talks video. You've likely heard this phrase before. Nobody wants to work anymore. Maybe from a relative, a news report, or a business owner venting online. It's become a rallying cry lately, especially since the pandemic turned everything upside down. For those of us aged 18 to 35, so typically Gen Z or millennials, it's personal. We're the ones stepping into the job market, switching roles, or sometimes walking away entirely. But what's really going on? Are people just unwilling to work, or is there more beneath the surface? Today we'll dig into this, where the idea comes from, the economic and cultural shifts driving it, and the hiring frustrations like fake job postings, AI filtering out good candidates, and unrealistic expectations from companies. By the end, we'll look at a solution that makes sense for us and the world we're navigating. Let's get into it. Where does the phrase "nobody wants to work" even come from? It's not a new complaint. Let's go back to the 1800s. You'll find articles in newspapers griping about young people dodging farm or factory jobs as cities grew. Today, it's tied to a post-pandemic world. Since 2020, businesses, especially in retail, hospitality, and service, have struggled to hire. You've seen the help wanted signs, heard the stories of empty shifts. Employers say they can't find workers, even offering better pay. That's where the phrase gets its modern spark. For our age group though, it's more than just a headline. It feels like an accusation. Older generations sometimes look at us and assume we're the issue, but history shows this isn't about laziness, it's about change. And right now, that change is hitting us hard, from both the worker side and the hiring side. We've had some economic shifts in different realities. Let's start with economics. The past few years have been chaotic. Pandemic layoffs, inflation, rising costs. For Gen Z and millennials, that's our entry into work. The great resignation of 2021 saw millions of people quit, and many haven't gone back to the same old jobs. Why? Wages are a big reason. Entry-level roles, retail, food service, warehouses, often pay minimum wage or just above, sometimes under $15 an hour. That doesn't stretch far when rent, student loans, and groceries keep climbing. 50 years ago, one paycheck could buy a house. Now, it barely covers a month's bills. Adjusted for inflation, low-end wages have stagnated since the 1970s, while living costs have not. So when people say nobody wants to work, it might mean nobody wants to work for those wages. Remote work adds another layer. Once we got a taste of flexibility, the old in-person grind lost its shine. Economics isn't everything, but it's a foundation for what's happening. Next, I want to go over hiring frustrations like fake jobs, AI, and expectations from companies. High expectations, unrealistic expectations. Let's talk about the hiring process now, because it's a mess for our generation. First, there's the issue of fake job postings. You've probably seen them. Listings that look real, get you excited, but either don't exist or are just companies fishing for resumes. Some estimates say up to 40% of online job ads might be ghost jobs. 40%, almost half of all jobs posted online might be ghost jobs. Posted to test the market or make a company look busy. Not for hiring. For us, applying to dozens of jobs with no responses, exhausting and demoralizing. Then there's AI filtering resumes. Companies use software to screen applications, but it's not perfect. Qualified people, like someone with great skills but a non-traditional background, get rejected because their resume doesn't match keywords or formats that the AI likes. I've heard stories of people with years of experience being ignored because a bot didn't see them. On top of that, companies and recruiters often have unrealistic expectations. A job posting for an entry-level role might demand 5 years of experience, a degree, and a laundry list of skills, all for $12 an hour. It's absurd and it's everywhere. For 18 to 35-year-olds who might be starting out or pivoting careers, this feels like a wall. We're told to apply anyway, but when the bar is set that high, or the job's not even real, it's no wonder why people stop bothering. Nobody wants to work starts sounding like nobody can get hired. Now, this ties into how we view work itself. We've had a changing attitude, and we've also had the introduction of technology. Unlike our parents' generations, where a job was decades-long commitment, we switch roles every 3 years on average. We leave if it's not working. Better pay, sure, but also meaning. Work has a matter to us, and if it's draining or pointless, we're out. The pandemic sharpened that. Lockdown, we asked, why am I doing this? Burnout's a factor too. Mental health weighs more for us than ever. Technology shifted things further. Gig apps like Uber or DoorDash or platforms like YouTube and TikTok let us earn outside traditional jobs. Side hustles are common nowadays. Over a third of us have one. Why take a dead-end job when you can freelance or trade crypto? It's not always stable, but it's control. For our age group, work's less about a fixed path and more about what fits. That's why nobody wants to work misses the mark. We're working, just differently. So, what does this all mean? Nobody wants to work anymore isn't a truth. It's a symptom of a system fraying at the edges. Low wages, fake job postings, AI filtering out talent, and impossible hiring demands are pushing us away. Add shifting attitudes and tech opening new doors, and it's clear why our generation's stepping back from the old model. The problem's twofold. Businesses can't staff up, and too many of us feel trapped, either stuck in bad jobs or locked out of good ones. Blaming each other won't fix it. We need a practical way forward. Here's a solution that tackles both sides. For us, it's about adapting smartly. Build skills that cut through the noise. Tech, trades, creative work, things AI can't filter out and companies actually need. Pair that with side hustles for flexibility, but plan them with purpose, not just hope. For employers, stop the games. Ditch fake postings, fix AI to spot real talent, not just buzzwords, and lower absurd expectations. Offer fair pay, remote options, and mental health support so jobs are worth taking. Governments could help too, although probably not that good. Housing aid or better job training would ease the squeeze. Together, this rebuilds trust. We get work that's livable, and businesses get people who show up. Nobody wants to work becomes everyone can thrive. What do you think? Can we turn this around? Thanks for listening. Jimmy Talks out. I'll see you in the next one.